Just watching Trump on TV. Below ground sensors. Let's go high tech. Above and below. He's talking about the tunnels because people keep saying that people will go under. Aerial surveillance. Here comes the drones. So he makes it about the cartels. And his new best friend, the president of Mexico. What are we going to do if we catch him and we don't release him? Do they all go to jail? Wait, are you telling me that's not what we were already doing? Oh my God, it's going to be a bigger landslide than I thought. Do we actually just let him loose in the country? That doesn't really happen, does it? That can't be true. Here it comes. And criminal aliens. Just think about it, because it sounds like a bad movie. It's actually an alien invasion of criminal aliens. There's 2 billion. They're living among us. The aliens. That's a great persuasion word because it just makes you think of, an alien invasion. They don't get the credit they deserve. The saying what people are thinking. Good persuasion. There it gets interesting. It could all depend what he says next. Okay. But what about the others? What? Criminal aliens. What's funny is, what's funny is you know that there's not one thing he's saying that's going to get past the fact checkers. It kind of doesn't matter anymore. They're both lying about everything all the time. We've completely discounted reality as being terribly important to the outcome. It's who can make you have the most vivid hallucination of something really, really terrible. So look how much time he's spending about the ones that people are likely to agree about, which is the. Oh, hold on. All right, so he's still talking about the criminal aliens. I don't know why I can't get the smile off my face when he talks. There's something entertaining as hell about him. You can disagree with absolutely everything he says, but he's hard not to watch. 40% of the country has a terrible reaction to him. He's comparing Hillary to the criminal aliens. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, laughing is totally cognitive dissonance. So I'm literally feeling him persuading me. At the same time, my conscious mind is telling me that none of this is going to pass the fact checkers. Oh, that's what's so funny about it. Oh. Is it magic? Illegal immigration costs 113 billion per year is what's on the screen on the channel I'm watching. You know, I don't know how you possibly come up with a number like that. I mean, it's just ridiculous on face value. Anybody thinks I could calculate that number? Oh God! All right. So he still hasn't talked about deporting the law-abiding immigrants who are here illegally. The laughter is a little bit because of the persuasion, yes. Not entirely, though. I mean, some of it is he's just kind of funny. The Hillary mask, no. Oh my God. Enforce all immigration laws. All right, here we go. Hmm. Hmm. You watching this? I don't see how you can take away something that people are expecting. So, a lot of this is playing to the Phoenix audience in particular. Set priorities. Hmm. Did you notice that he just had it both ways? He said we're going to enforce all the laws, but we'll set priorities, exactly like now. So what I heard is He's going to set priorities, but enforce all the laws. How will that look any different than what we're doing now? Because we probably won't have enough money or resources or will to do everything at once. So we have to set priorities. And he's saying the priorities of the people who are a drag on the system or came here recently or committed crimes. Would the American public not support getting rid of people who were committing crimes? It's a fairly defensible position that sounds hardcore, but leaves open the possibility that your priorities can change. And the laws can change too. So the first thing you can do is say, I'm going to obey all the laws. And on day one, you can change the laws. Or Congress can change the laws. Extreme vetting is the smartest phrase. Because, again, he has it both ways. So what exactly is extreme? If you think they need to be waterboarded at the at the border, you're thinking, well, that's pretty extreme. I'm for him. But if you just think we should check really, really hard and make sure their documents make sense and maybe we've checked some references, well, that sounds pretty extreme. That'd be a lot of work. So it's the human Rorschach test. His wording is always intentionally built to allow any interpretation. And by the way, when he said that we're going to ship back anybody who committed a crime, but also said we're setting priorities, that allows you to decide how severe the crime is. So if somebody illegal gets caught with a joint, that's against the law, but nobody gives a shit. Maybe they were going 85 in the 65 mile per hour zone. Is that an infraction or is that breaking the law? So there's a lot of wiggle room in there. As soon as you say set priorities, you've given yourself the ultimate out. Oh. Oh my God. And when they ask those direct questions, will they use technology to determine if they lied? Is that true? I don't think much of this is going to pass the fact checking, but is that true? Ooh. I think he's. I think he threaded the needle between being a total hard ass and still leaving his options open to be kind to people who've been here a while and haven't caused any trouble. So I would say that's reasonably successful. Um, the trip to Mexico is is by far the bigger story today. I might be wrong. This is pretty persuasive. Yeah, I mean a lot of it won't pass fact checking, but in terms of persuasion, if you didn't know much about the situation, and I would say that I fall into that category, it's very scary. And the way he talks makes it sound very fair to Americans and legal immigrants to do some version of what he's saying, even if you think he's a little bit too extreme. You probably think that's about 80% right. Hmm. Don't you just need an app that these guys with the exit visas can have on their phone that just pings the government with a location every day or something? Wouldn't that be the simplest system to fix of all time? Like the moment you don't get a ping, you know they're illegal and you go after them. They all have phones. Hmm. Say goodbye to restaurants. You want to put an ankle bracelet on all visitors. Man, you're hardcore. But you know, if it happened to be a Fitbit, maybe it wouldn't be that big a deal. What? So I would say that it does seem like he has successfully carved out a more hardcore position than Clinton. So it's a real difference without being as unambiguously hardcore, ship everybody home and break up families as it was before. Like he's still allowed it out because as long as he's following priorities and he said what his priorities are, and it's hard to disagree with those priorities, right? The ones who are using the welfare system and committing crimes. If you were making the list yourself, you'd put them on the top two. So it'll be real interesting to see how this polls. I think he's selling it pretty well, actually. I would, here's the thing. None of this sounds crazy, even if you don't like it. And there are parts that are a little scary here. But whether you like it or you don't like it, just his mannerisms, the details he's putting into it, even if a lot of it doesn't go through the fact checking, and I'm sure it won't, but it doesn't sound crazy, just viscerally, unless you already thought he was. So there's confirmation bias here too. If you thought he was crazy, I'm sure he looks crazy here today. But he probably is moving the needle a little bit. All right. These are Sennheiser. Can't tell you which. I can't tell you which model it is, but it's Sennheiser. All right, I think the good part's over, so I'm going to sign off and have fun.